It takes a lot of courage to start a business, even more courage to take a business that's negatively affected by the pandemic and start another business. Today, I want to introduce you to an entrepreneur that did just that. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to a new edition of Entrepreneur Insider. I'm your host, Tia Robertson, and this is the show that you need to tune into every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern to find out about entrepreneur news and entrepreneurs that you should know about. I've got to admit, there are some really creative people on our planet. Some people that can make shirts and cups and mugs and customize car colors and all kind of things that I never would be able to do. That's just not my gift. It takes me a while to format the boxes correctly for my newsletter. So when I meet entrepreneurs that have that skill set, when they've had the courage to take that skill set and develop a business, but even better yet, when they take the courage to have a business that doesn't work because it's affected by the pandemic, and then they start a new business based upon their skill sets, I know that I have to introduce them to you because you should meet them. What I want you to do is think about what gifts do you have? What special skills do you have? Are you putting them to use? Are you a really good writer and can come up with amazing stories? Are you great with creating graphics? Do you write amazing copy? Do you know the law like the back of your hand? Well, I challenge you, if you're not using the skills that you were given to start a hustle, start a side job, change your career, start a new business, whatever it is that lights a fire underneath you, because life is too short to take that gift that you were given, not to use it. All right, so as you know, my gift is connecting entrepreneurs to bring people to you that you might not necessarily get to meet or know about. I want to save you time. The next time you need a bookkeeper, you want to reach out to me and be like, hey Tia, I need a bookkeeper who's a really great person that I can trust that help me with my books. If you need somebody to help you with social media or someone to help you, find a Color Street rep, right? Then reach out to me. That is my gift. I am your resource connection. All right. So if you have a special gift, I want you to tell me what it is down below as well. Tell me, what are you doing with your gift? If you have questions about starting a business, about finding a resource to help you with your business, I want you to post those questions down below as well. I'll be happy to introduce you with some of those people if I don't already know them. And if I do know them, I'll be happy to send you my resource guide. It's free and it's amazing. It's filled with entrepreneurs of color that you should know about. It is time for today's featured interview. I'm super excited for you to meet Jessica and learn all about customized juice. Stay tuned. I am super excited to feature Jessica. She is the owner of Customized Juice. Hey, Jessica. The pandemic is... Thank you for joining us. So the pandemic has affected like many people, and while others haven't recovered, you have, with a brand new business, which is super exciting. You were able to turn your love of crafting into a full-time job and created Customized Juice. So now you spend your days building your brand and doing what you love, which is super excited. So yeah, what do you love most about owning Customized Juice?
The creativity, the fact that I get to spend all day being creative, creating different designs and different items, that is the best. I spent a lot of time behind a desk, behind a computer, with a headset on, and that gets tiresome to work with my hands all day and just be able to be me without nobody looking over my shoulder. Absolutely the best.
Definitely. Yeah, especially that no shoulder part. I totally get you on that one. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about Customized Juice. What do you offer? What sets you apart from other companies that may provide similar products?
Well, Customized Juice, I basically customize just about anything. My main thing that I do is rolling trays, and it's like for my 420 friendly people. That is my biggest seller, but I do custom T-shirts, mugs, hats, rugs, just about anything you can customize. Things that you can add to Christmas gifts. You know, a lot of people with the season the way it was and money being the way it was, you weren't able to go out and get a quality gift for the amount of money that we were able to spend. So you can get a custom mug for $15 with your parents' name on it or anniversary or picture, and that gives more of that personal vibe than the money vibe. Like you've gotten a, now I don't want to say cheap because don't nothing I do cheap be cheap,
All
but
right.
for a lower cost, you've got something that made a bigger impact. So that sets me apart from everybody. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people, get to know people. I'm very hands on when it comes to my customers. I like to know, favorite colors and things like that versus some people that might give you a design, give you a size, and complete the work and ship it out to you. No, I want to talk to you. I want to interact with you, get a vibe from you. So I feel like that sets me apart from a lot of people that do the same thing that I do.
Absolutely. And even the rolling trays. I don't think I've ever seen anyone. Now, let me just put that out there. I'm not a big aficionado on, that
Right.
whole industry. So that might be why I've never seen anyone, but I've never seen anyone offer that. So that is very unique. There were a couple other things I saw on your website that were really unique products as well. But that's interesting. They have a whole tray to roll stuff, huh? Okay.
That one in the background. I want to show you. Know what I mean, whenever I can show you
Yeah.
guys. But you want me to show you
Yeah.
now, or you
That's
want
what
to?
you grab it. It's okay.
All right. So this is one of the sets that I have set up actually for a customer. I mean, it's kind of hard to see exactly because it's packaged up, but it comes with a rolling. I can rewrap it.
Are you
It
sure?
yes. I can rewrap it. It comes. Our basic trays normally come with a rolling tray, stash jar, ashtray, and a lighter. I do throw it in a regular lighter, but you can upgrade, and I have different things that you can add to your set. Now, me personally, I don't partake at all.
Okay.
But the idea actually came from a friend of mine partake, and I wanted to do a nice Father's Day gift.
Oh,
Um, you know, I had seen it online, and I wanted to do. Hold on, because it's gonna make a lot of noise.
no problem.
Okay, I had seen it online, and I tried it out first beforehand. And when I tell you it was terrible,
Okay.
absolutely terrible. And I gave it to him still, but I was like, I can do better. So I started doing my research and,
Oh,
seeing ins and outs and what I could do better. And before you knew it, I was like a pro, you know?
I love it.
So
That is great. I like the keyword research because, yeah, exactly.
research, research everything, research everything. So yeah, it would come like a custom ashtray. And this
Oh,
set
that
is a
is
sealer
so
set. So it came with a
cool.
custom ashtray, refillable lighter. And this is
Oh,
what they call a stash jar where you put your
oh, interesting.
inside of
Your
it.
stash. Okay.
Yes, and then the actual tray itself.
That
So
is really
yeah,
cool.
for my 420 friendly people, they normally do it on whatever they can get their hands on. If you can get your own custom set and don't ever have to worry about it.
I like that. And you can get like sports like that one, or you can get
You
like
can
any type of
you can get
favorite.
just about anything. And I don't turn down any design because who am I to judge somebody's creativity? I mean, if you want something offensive on your tray, that's your tray. You gonna use that, not me.
That's
Uh,
right.
so
I
I
really,
don't
really like that.
turn down
Okay.
anything. I do all design, all design.
Oh, I was going to say, I actually really like that. That is really well. I mean, the package and the idea is. I was thinking of like some friends and some other people. I think I could probably connect you with that.
And
Maybe y'all can
then,
have a partnership. Definitely.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, I mean, and it don't have to be rolling. Like I do makeup tray sets as well.
Mhm.
Bathroom sets, the little same tray setup, but you get the makeup brushes and
Oh,
the brush holder, the little glass jar, and you just do your own design. I get a lot of those of like Chanel and stuff like that. People that like
yeah.
expensive stuff but don't have the
The
money to
money.
buy expensive items. So it's not
Exactly.
just for smokers. There's other
Yeah.
things you can use them for as well.
Okay, definitely. Now, how do you like when people come to you and they have a specific design or like favorite show or picture or whatever that they give you? Like, how do you actually create or take what they want and like make it a design? Like, do you have to have a special design background or just like the software to do it?
Actually, no. So how the process would go is, let's say you like Cleveland Brown. Well, I like Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
So I like Cleveland Browns. So the customer would say, "Yeah, I like Cleveland Browns. I want it orange and brown." So what I would do is I would go, because a lot of my designs do come from um, Google. Even if I take some images and I cut and splice and mash them up, or remove the background, put a different background on, a lot of my images do come from Google or things that I see on the internet, and I download them to my computer. As long as I can manipulate it, I can do basically anything. I do use different softwares, like I do use Cricut software, I use Silhouette Studio, and then I use Canva. So I do use a few programs to basically design my trays. But a lot of the times, people just give me creativity, creative
Okay.
control, and I do my thing, and then I just send it off. But if they have, like, they want input and, like, they want to pick the color, they want to pick the photo, things like that, then I run it by them. I'll give them a few images that I have in mind, and they can pick from this. Hey, I like this image, or they can send me an image that they want, and I can, work with that. It's just
Okay.
basically up to the customer. That's the whole point of customizing your item.
Exactly. I like that because they're able to customize the customer and you're able to use your creativity. So you're, still not stagnant. I definitely like that combination. So let me ask you if you think there wasn't a pandemic, because I know you had another business before this. Do you think
Mhm.
that customized juice would have been born eventually, or would you have stayed with your previous business?
I more than most likely would have stayed with my previous business. Not to say it would have never happened, um, but I don't think it would have happened now. Because if the pandemic wouldn't have happened, I would have still been in that scary stage. A lot of people don't start businesses because they're afraid to take that step of faith. So in
Exactly.
a way, I say that was, God's way of telling me, do your thing. Now you
It's time
got
to step
time.
out on
Do your
faith.
thing. It's time to step on faith. If you can't trust me, you can't trust nobody. So
Exactly.
I just I just went for what I knew, and I was like, I'm going to do this because, for one, I need to pay this rent,
I
and
know
for
that's
two, for two, I feel like I got a good thing here that I can definitely grow.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I definitely wouldn't say that it wouldn't have happened, but I knew it wouldn't have happened right then, because I would have been consumed with a 9 to 5, and then me actually working on my other business as well. So, you know,
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. Now, do you come from a family of entrepreneurs, or like, do you know anyone else, like a friend or a family that has a business? Because I know you've had a few businesses, so you're business minded, which is great. And a lot of times people don't have that background. So, is that where you get that from, or are you kind of one
absolutely.
in your circle?
Yeah, 'cause I'm like the only one, and I'm trying to think family wise, like immediate family, I'm the only one that has a business. Not to say they're not business minded, but you know, I've always been what I call a hustler since I was young. When I was young, I was shoveling snow, walking dogs, doing anything braiding. I was started braiding hair at the age of 8 and getting paid for it.
Oh, that's
So
great. Okay.
Yeah, I've always been that type to go out and get, and I've always felt like I wasn't meant to work for somebody.
Yeah.
So I've always been like this. I've just finally been able to say, you know what, I'm not going to spend my life making money for somebody else when I have the skill and the talent to make my own money, and then have people that I can bring up underneath me. Not to say like
Yeah.
under me, but you know what I mean? Like, be able to provide.
Exactly. Others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. That is very admirable. What is a lesson that you've learned about running a business that you couldn't imagine before starting your business?
Ooh, the money, honey.
The money it takes to run it.
The money it takes to run it. Now, granted, it takes spending money to making money. But when you're in the midst of creating and building, you don't think of what you're actually putting into this business.
That's true.
You do not think when it comes time to sit down and do them books.
Mm-hmm.
About the wind out you. Like I didn't even know I had this much. I spent this much. That it adds up.
Yeah, and if you're like me, I'm like, oh, I have, especially like with stuff like you said, Canvas Star is free, and you're like, oh, I have $12.95, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna do like Calendly's free, and it's like, oh wait, I can go ahead and upgrade to $10, and then Gmail, by the time you add it all up, yeah, it definitely adds up.
It definitely does, and I feel like that. And me, I am a bargain shopper. I'm a couponer. I actually have a YouTube channel where it's called Cost Effective Crafting because I do a lot of my stuff for the love. Like,
okay.
I have to run a household and I'm funding a business on my own, so I have to find the most cost effective way to keep my household and my business afloat. So I do everything at a lower rate.
Yeah.
So for me to see that, like, oh girl, you said what on where and how, and yeah. So I would. That was the biggest thing for me with running the business that I didn't expect. I mean, of course, you expect to spend money, but
yeah, not a lot.
I was holding my stomach for a few hours after doing that paperwork, but to me, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, and I'll make sure we post the link to your YouTube channel down in the show notes. So you said that was Cost Effective Crafting?
Yeah, it's customized, cost-effective crafting. And now I'm new, so y'all take it easy on me. If y'all can't see my lighting and stuff, I'm not a YouTuber just yet. I don't have all the fancy bulbs and cameras and stuff. But I'm real. So if you're looking for something real to watch, come on over.
That's right. We all want real. We definitely want to invite everybody over to your channel so they can at least subscribe and help you build up so then you can get those lights and microphones.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even though it's funny, I was watching a YouTube channel the other day. Crap, I can't remember the name of it. But they had a pretty big following, and they still had like a lapel microphone, and not only a lapel because it worked really good, but they were like holding it, and they were like, "My channel is growing. I got this when I just started, but since I'm getting bigger and it still works, like why spend money on?
Why stop using it?"
Exactly. So I was like, I'm learning all kind of stuff from YouTube, so we'll definitely have to support you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I appreciate it. So you mentioned research, which I definitely applaud you because that's one of the things I talk about on my platform, especially for entrepreneurs of color. A lot of times we don't do research, and in all fairness, it's because we don't know, right? To do research when you're on Instagram or, Snapchat or TikTok or whatever. A lot of these people are people even still on Snapchat? I don't know. I'm telling my age. But when you're on all those things and people are doing all these reels, they don't say like research how to, unless they're specifically trying to get you to,
right.
Either or, most of the times it's just people that are really building their audience and sharing their material. And so a lot of times people of color don't know to do research. So I definitely applaud you for doing that. What type of research did you do? And I know you can't really detail everything, but just like in general, like how did you learn what's required to start a business, run a business? And I'm sure some of the things you do for this business maybe vary from your previous business. How did you figure all of that out? Or are you, still kind of figuring out day by day?
Oh, I'm figuring out day by day because to me, you can't learn enough about any business that you plan to run. So the times change every day, things change every day, and you always want to be caught up on what's changing. So for my customizing business, I did research a lot of vendors and places that you can get the items to use to make the products. I researched a lot of videos here on YouTube how to do some of those projects, to learn how to basically do roller trades. Like I said in the beginning, I wasn't familiar with roller trades. I seen what I wanted to do and I tried to go off from what I thought I could do, but the end product wasn't what I wanted. So in order for me to better myself at that, I researched rolling trays. How do you apply this? What did you use to make it look like that? So I researched how to videos. I I went to the library and I got books on different products that I planned on using to read up on them, the dangers of them, what, because I use chemicals, I use epoxy, and you can get that at any hardware store, craft store. But there's a lot of stuff about epoxy that you need to know before working with it. Like you can't go in without gloves. You need to keep your face covered. You shouldn't do certain things without being protected. So just to go buy epoxy and use it, I say is a no-no. Make sure you do your research. You have to. If not, you'll make yourself sick, or
Exactly.
you'll end up failing before you begin.
Exactly. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that is really good information, though, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out here that have lost their eyebrows or worse because they didn't follow
You have to
instructions.
get rashes on your skin, or constant headaches, or your skin breaks out. Like, do the research.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about your marketing strategy. Um, how did you determine the best way to reach new customers, but not only reach them, but to get them to actually purchase? Because we know that that's really a lot of times, people can make videos or put out ads all day, but you really want to convert those people into buying things. Um, so, what is part of your marketing strategy that's worked best for you?
Now, I will say when it comes to marketing, that's what I find the hardest
Okay.
to do myself. There are a lot of entrepreneurs here in Columbus, Ohio, Black owned businesses that we get together and have pop shops. I mean, I'm sure people have pop shops all over the place. So my goal was to put myself out there, put my name out there. And that way, when people start to see certain things that I do, they know who it is versus it just being another custom T-shirt, another rolling tray, another cup. Because the market is saturated with customized items. So my thing for marketing was to get myself out there. I started sending random people Facebook friend requests. I started following random people on Instagram, which I'm not familiar with at all. But a lot of sales come from Instagram and social media now. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I'm building my platform on the social media sites to be able to get myself out there. So if you ever get a random friend request from Customized Zeus, accepted, it's me. Just come on in. But that's how I do basically my marketing. I just got a website, which I was totally against because again, I'm a people person, but
Yeah.
from people that wanted to purchase from me and other people that I work with, they said a website is the best thing for people to look you up.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
really impersonal, but I have to be able to bend with the times. People are doing website orders. Some people don't want to talk to nobody. They just want to order what they want to order and get on about their business. So I
Hmm.
did recently get a website, the YouTube channel. I feel like me being sharing my craft may help me gain customers because just because you want to learn it, you want to buy this now. You need this
Exactly.
for a gift for Monday. You don't have the time to learn how to make it and give it as a gift. So you might purchase it from me while you're learning. So I felt like the YouTube channel would help me with my marketing as well. Um, I do flyers and sales and things like that. I'm old school because, granted, I'm younger, but I'm not young like Instagram savvy. I can't do
Right.
that. So I do sales and
Okay.
I put out flyers for different businesses because I do business branding as well. You might need T-shirts or mugs or something you want to give to your customers. I'll take a flyer to a business. Hey, we're offering such and such off this month on T-shirts
Hmm.
or on business mugs or mouse pads or whatever a company might need. So that's a lot
Yeah.
of things that I do to help with marketing. But I'm still struggling and I'm still learning the marketing side. I got me some books from the library. I'm going to read them. But yeah, so
Yeah.
marketing is my biggest thing that I'm actually kind of struggling with. But I feel like I'm doing pretty good. You
Yeah, and
know.
it sounds like you're willing to try different things because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times people just think marketing is just social media, but the reality is they are all of those different things. And
Mm-hmm.
you actually probably have a leg up on most people because people don't like to talk to other people, and they think like, some people don't know what flyers are, or they don't appreciate the value of going out and making those in-person connections. So you are probably building some great relationships with people that are totally missing that mark. So yeah. I mean, I think actually I had read something that said, you know how people used to always get things in the mail now?
Flyers,
Yeah,
flyers.
exactly. So now that people are doing everything on social media, flyers are down. So if you are sending out flyers, you are reaching people now because, they're going to actually, see your flyers or see your business card in the store. So that actually is a great way to
Yeah.
market.
And a lot of people don't do for social media. There's still people out here that don't do, especially like my older clientele. They don't know
Mhm,
nothing about
mhm.
Facebook or Instagram. So to receive a flyer or an email or even a text message, because I do that, my customers that I've had previously are like, hey, haven't talked to you in a while. Use this coupon on your next order. Just trying to keep in touch. But a lot of those people aren't on social media, so that
Exactly.
helps that
Definitely.
crowd of people as well.
Yep, exactly. And it's funny you mentioned older people. I know some people that are my age that are on social media, so definitely you are
Yeah.
reaching the market. Yeah. Now again, I'll put it in the show notes. But you're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Are you on any other social media platforms that we should share for you?
As of right now, no. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yep, there's just those three. Baby
Okay.
steps. Baby
I was gonna
steps.
well, I was gonna say, and then of course the social media manager in me always at this point tries, because sometimes the reality is everybody wants to be on everything, and I'm like,
Right.
no, you don't need. There are some people that are like, yeah, you need to be, and I always tell people, no, you do not. You need to master the things that you're on, and then
Absolutely.
like, yeah, like in your case of your website, that makes sense to expand because, like you said, you're reaching a different market. You're established. There's some people that don't want to communicate. So things that make sense, then it makes sense to add on, but not just add on stuff, be on Pinterest and LinkedIn for the sake of doing it, and then you're never really on there
And then
anyway. So
you don't give it no attention because you don't know exactly what you. And then you're worried about your Facebook and Instagram, and you just forgot all about Etsy or not
exactly.
Etsy, but Pinterest and
Yep.
all that. Have a hard enough time with Instagram, so I'm going to master that one first, and then we'll think about
I agree
somebody
with
else.
you. Better than have like a dead account out there. I totally agree with you.
Absolutely.
Um, So actually, one of my questions, and you mentioned you already do this, but you participate in vendor events. So just to follow up to that, and this is really more for the people that are listening that are kind of hesitant about doing vendor events because they feel like they have to have a ton of inventory, or they're like, oh my God, what do I say to people? Like, what advice would you give people about doing in-person events? Because I think that's an amazing way to build your business and get your products out there. What would you say about the people that are nervous?
Absolutely. So, key point. I'm glad you said that because my very first pop up shop, I was totally stressed out. I felt like I did not have enough inventory. I felt like I wasn't going to sell anything because I wasn't able to provide what I wanted to provide. Take what you got
Mm-hmm.
and go. The main thing about pop shops is getting people to know who you are. You might not sell a thing, but you might meet three other people that want to purchase something from you, place a personal order, know somebody that has been looking for what you have, or even meet somebody that you may be able to link up with and do something later on down the line. It doesn't even matter at that point if you sell. Take
Exactly.
what you have, and if you sell, great. That's a plus. But it's all about connecting and networking and getting yourself out there. You have to start small to be conglomerate. You have to start somewhere. Take that stuff and go. I don't care if you got 5 cups, 2 T-shirts, a hat, and a bowl. Go,
Exactly. I
go.
totally agree. Yeah. And then, I tell people too, I'm like, when people start asking about your thing, that naturally opens up a conversation, right? I mean, that's
Right.
okay. Perfect.
And
Yep.
then, and then let's just say you don't have me personally. Now I've started to keep a catalog of the work that I do. So
Oh,
I might not have everything that I provide, but I'll have a book that shows previous orders that I've done. So you can flip through this book while we're talking, and you can say, "Oh, you do this or you do that." No, it's not on my table, but I can
Yeah.
fulfill that order for you. So any business, and that's what I work with any business. If you make clothes, if you make candles, a scent book or something that you can carry with you to show people what you do, even if you don't have it right then and there. That just gives them an idea, of what you offer. So
Exactly. That is a great
absolutely.
idea, Jessica. Thank you. Okay, so you just mentioned networking events, which I'm a huge advocate of. Of course, I own a business called the Black Entrepreneurs Network, right? Um, so, do you regularly attend networking events or even other industry events, like to meet professionals? So, for example, industries, people that are in the same like creative. I don't know, like I know there's a ton of industries out there, like with people that make things. Like I know there's like people like all kind of like organizer industry. There's a lot of different groups of professionals that, as well as networking groups that, people come together, they share resources, they exchange referrals. Do you participate in things like that, or do you plan to in the future if you don't
Yeah,
now?
I absolutely do. It's a Facebook group, but it's called Columbus Black Owned Business. I try to get myself out there to like-minded people as well as the community, so they can see. I try to do mixers and you know any kind of thing that I can put myself out there. Period.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, you have a lot of experience from, running your businesses, working in a traditional job, participating in in-person events and industry events. So, what is something or what piece of advice would you share with a brand new entrepreneur of color? It could be something that you've seen online and you're like, oh my God, I wish I could tell them this, or just something that you learn and you're like, I wish I could kind of pass that down. What advice would you give a brand new entrepreneur of color?
What I would say is don't give up. A lot of us start these businesses and it doesn't work the way we planned it to work in the beginning. You're not making the money that you thought you were going to make. You're not, you don't feel successful at what you're trying to do. And the first thing we do is quit. Don't quit. Keep pushing forward, because in order for somebody to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. And the moment that you put the same people that you're trying to touch, like, I knew they wasn't going to do it because look, they got a little hairy and they quit. Don't quit. Put all your effort into building your dreams, because again, in order to get from under somebody and stop working for somebody, you have to build your platinum platform for yourself. So that's one thing that I always tell people. I'm about to just give it up. I'm about to sell my stuff. Don't do it. You will regret it for the rest of your life. Push forward. Keep doing what you're doing. It might not seem like it's working. Believe you me, it's working. Might take
Absolutely.
some time, but it's gonna work. It's gonna
Yeah,
work.
definitely. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And then, Jessica, like I said, we're going to mention and encourage everyone to like, follow, share, support you, purchase
Mhm.
you, things like that. Um, but in addition to sharing your links below, do you have any in-person events or anything like that that you like for us to share down below as well for anybody that may be in the Ohio area? Or I don't know if you do virtual events. If you don't, that's okay. The other question I wanted to ask you, in addition to giving you a chance to shout out any events or anything that you may have going on, or is that if there's anybody that's watching this and they have an interest in getting into the industry and they're like, oh my God, she seems really personable, she's very honest, can they reach out to you and ask you questions about how to get started or what resources you found? Maybe they might need you to be their mentor. Are you open to things like that as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm always down to help somebody, especially somebody in my craft. I get a lot of people come up and ask me how to do certain things. I'm not one of them type of people like research it or you could do. I'm not that type of person. I'm always willing to help, no matter, because that happens to me a lot at different events. People come in like, "How did you do this?" And they might have a table that have similar items. Oh, girl, this is what you do, and this is how you do it. And if you need some help, here's my business card. Give me a call. Like, I'm all for that. And you can watch my YouTube channel and get step by step.
All right. Exactly. Well, we will definitely subscribe. Make sure that we like you on Facebook and follow you on Instagram. And
Yes,
thank you so much. Yes, definitely. You have definitely shared great insight, and we want everybody to go, now that you've watched this video, go support Miss Jessica and buy something from Customized Juice, and make sure you share that with your audience as well. And she probably wants your pictures too. Once you buy something, give her your testimonial. So
for any customer, if you purchase anything online or anything like this, please leave reviews on their pages. A lot of people don't leave reviews. That helps a business tremendously. Your few words, it might not mean nothing to you, but to that business, it's helping them grow and become credible. So that's another piece of advice. If you're purchasing Black-owned businesses, leave reviews.
Well, thank you for spending this time with me this afternoon. And as always, I encourage you not only to check out Jessica's website, but all of her social media, like, follow, and share. Do it for her the same way you want us to do it for you. If you have any questions or comments about this episode, be sure to post them in the show notes down below. If you need to contact me to be featured or to sponsor a future episode, my email is info@theblackentrepreneursnetwork.com. As always, the show is brought to you in partnership with Relationship Entertainment Television. If you haven't subscribed, do so right now by hitting that button in the bottom right. And while you're there, hit the bell so you're notified when new episodes of Entrepreneur Insider premiere right here on RETV every Thursday at 6 p.m. Until next time, don't forget, be great.
This is Tyron
and Nicole with your weekly RATV news break. Each Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we'll come to you with the latest news, trends, and more with a positive spin.
We know there's a lot of positive news that doesn't get reported, but we want to give you the opportunity to share your story here on RATV. If you have a positive news story you want us to share, you can submit your story to news@re-tv.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Download the new RATV Live app on your mobile device and follow Relationship Entertainment Television on your favorite social media platform.
Don't forget, make sure you tune into the RATV News Break each Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be blessed and be great.
Growing up in the church, we saw a lot. Things that people refuse to talk about. The elephants in the room. Mental illness, sexual abuse, broken families, domestic violence, and so much more. The Big E, The Elephant in the Room, is a show that sheds light on these topics. We're here to speak about the unspeakable.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week, because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?